All right, so I just saw Netflix's new movie, Extraction 2, the sequel to the first Extraction, which came out 3 years ago, I believe, and it's good. It's a great action movie. I believe we are really in a type of action movie renaissance right now with the Extraction franchise and now John Wick, and then we had Nobody a couple years ago that are really doing action really well. They're putting as much of it on screen as possible. In my opinion, I find shaky cam really annoying because it's kind of hard to see what's going on and really hard to follow the action. But movies like John Wick and Extraction put as much of the action in the camera as possible so you can clearly see what's happening and follow the action beat by beat. And this movie, Extraction 2, does that really well. And that is the best thing about the movie, is the action. It is an action movie and it does action well, so that's thumbs up from me. But it is, in my opinion, better than the first Extraction. I think after watching this movie, it seems to me like the first Extraction was a bit of like a prologue to this movie, because Chris Hemsworth's character, Tyler Rake, gets a lot more backstory and we get a lot more information about who this guy is and what makes him tick. We get a little bit of it in the first movie, but this movie definitely dives into his relationships and how he feels about certain things a lot more than the first one. Honestly, it's a good sequel, but it's not, because it doesn't really connect that much to the first Extraction. There's not any reference to the boy that he saves in the first movie. I don't know if there's a bit of a time gap in between the last scene of the first movie and the first scene of this movie. But at the end of the day, that's not really what this movie's focused on. This movie's focused on delivering some really awesome action, and it delivers. It also has some really good villains that you love to hate, which is another big plus for action movies. If you can have a villain that you just want to see get their butt handed to them, then this movie has that in spades. It's got really hateable villains, and it's got awesome set pieces too. In the first Extraction, there's this really good tracking shot where we follow the action as we keep moving on. This movie dials that up to 11. I believe this tracking shot, it felt like it went on for like half an hour. And we go through different locations, different vehicles, different types of action, different set pieces, all seemingly in one take. I would love to see the behind the scenes of this, because I know they didn't do it in one take, but they made it seem like it is. So yeah, that's definitely a recommendation on my part. I do wish that there was a little bit more character development for the other characters besides Tyler, because he's really the only one you're attached to, at least in my opinion. But at the end of the day, it's a Netflix action movie that I wish was in theaters, because it would have been really awesome to see on the big screen. But if you have a Netflix account, go ahead and watch it and see for yourself.